Conspiracy theories. They're always so fun to read. Sometimes they're interesting, sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. Now, I assume everyone watching this video already knows what a conspiracy theory is. Eugene Mallove, 1947 to 2004, was an astronautical engineer, a science writer, proponent of free energy, on the principles of de mortuis nisi bonum descendes. I'd probably butcher that shit. Let's just say some of his ideas were unconventional, so to speak. Now, Mallove is worshipped as a virtual mater by the free energy loonies such as Tom Bearden and Richard Hoagland, Brian O'Leary too, before his own death in 2011. Because Mallove's death was premature and violent, he was obviously murdered by the entrant. Bearden wrote, "Since Mallove was increasingly successful in his attempts to make cold fusion accepted by the scientific community at large, then obviously Mallove was unacceptable threat, and he had to go." Now O'Leary wrote, "Most of us in the field believe that this murder was an assassination." Hoagland, speaking to Coast AM, said, "I am confident tonight that this research will go on, and that this murder is just a desperate, stupid, insane act of something to try and stop this research. But I can't believe it's just cold." Mallove was a vigorous proponent of cold fusion and founded Cold Fusion magazine in 1994. The mag changed its name to Infinite Energy a year later, and Mallove served as its editor until his death. He was a conspiracy theorist to the extent that he believed the scientists who made the original cold fusion announcement, Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischmann, were the victims of an organized campaign by big physics to ridicule their cold fusion research. Now, in his major literary work, Fire from Ice, Mallove contended that the pair had genuinely demonstrated cold fusion and that it had been the basis of a bona fide industry had it not been suppressed. Now, Mallove was also the author or co-author of several science papers on space travel. The solar sails and the Bussard ramjet were two of his ideas for travel beyond the solar system. Because his ideas were so unconventional, he obviously had to be a guest on the Woo radio show Coast to Coast AM, promoting cold fusion and aether energy. Now, Mallove's final publication shortly before his death was in the form of an open letter to all the people of the world who have been minded curiosity, goodwill, good judgment, and imagination. Now, his death. Eugene Mallove was murdered by intruders at his home in Norwich, Connecticut on the 14th of May 2004. Chad Schaefer, whose parents Mallove had recently evicted, was the principal perpetrator. Abetted by Moselle Brown, Schaefer cops to manslaughter on the 20th of April 2012, 2012 actually, and was sentenced to 16 years in prison. Brown was convicted of murder in October 2014 and got 58 years. These facts are, of course, denounced by free energy loonies whom Mallove is a mater. Now, obviously, big energy and big physics between them are quite powerful enough to have conjured up these two men and arranged them to have them convicted in the courts of law. Piece of cake. Now, this prosperous daydream might have a modicum of logic if Mallove had been, say, actually developing a cold fusion machine, which looked like being on the edge of the breakthrough to net power. In fact, he was developing nothing, and his activity was merely reporting and promoting the work of others. Somehow, the combined forces of big energy and big physics omitted to assassinate anyone who was actually developing a free energy device. Now, there has been situations like, we had merchant guilds who intentionally sabotage shit and stuff. This guy merely created a place or so-called cold fusion scientists to come and share their ideas. He
Bruh.
wasn't actually cold fusion pioneer. This article actually. This article is by Rational Wiki. I'm just here to read it. But yeah, just found this because this channel is garbage and I'm